Live from KSAT 12. The 6 o'clock news starts right now.
I am turning 21 next month, but my sister will never get that chance. She would have been 24 this May. Her name is Helly J.
Emotional, tear-filled testimony from family and friends of 20-year-old Helly J. O'Regan, a barbershop employee who was stabbed to death nearly 4 years ago.
Her family and a survivor of the attack spoke directly to Damian Campbell, who took a plea deal in the case, getting a 42-year sentence. Garrett Berger tells us what they had to say.
If you're remembered at all, it will be for what you've done to your victims and their families, and nothing more. Because you're a murderer, and that's the full sum of your parts of your life.
Damian Campbell remained expressionless as Helly J. O'Regan's mother, sister, and father told him to his face of the hole he ripped into their lives.
When your time comes, you will be cast into the same empty void that you have created from my sister's death. Your soul is forfeit, and you will never deserve to know peace, so may peace never come to you.
Campbell entered Diesel Barbershop on Bandera Road in May 2020, attempting to book a future appointment. According to an arrest affidavit, Campbell said he had to get a credit card, but came back with a backpack, knife, and gun. 2 employees made it out alive, but O'Regan did not.
The last thing I think of every night and the first thing I think of every morning is what our Helly went through on the day you decided to do this.
One of the survivors, who was also stabbed in the attack, was there to say her piece to Campbell's face.
But no amount of time will make the horrible memories go away. No amount of time will bring her back.
Campbell's lawyer said they had been planning for an insanity defense. And though he says the doctor in a court-ordered evaluation didn't find Campbell met that definition, the attorney said they would have debated that at trial. But ultimately, Campbell agreed to a deal and pleaded guilty.
Campbell will serve time for the murder and 2 assaults at the same time. But he'll be eligible for parole halfway through, though the judge did give him credit for time he's already spent at the jail.
You have taken from her. Her own life, you have taken from her. By doing so, you have sacrificed your place in this world, and your time in it is over.
Garrett Berger, KSAT 12 News.
Staying at the courthouse, it took a jury less than an hour to find a man guilty of torturing and killing a 5-year-old girl. Jose Ruiz, convicted of beating 5-year-old Mercedes Lozoya to death back in 2022. No reaction from Ruiz as those verdicts were read. Lozoya died after suffering from extensive physical abuse and torture for more than 2 weeks. After the verdict was read, the punishment phase began. We got to hear from Mercedes' great-grandmother, who now has adopted her older sister. She told the jury just how that older sister has been coping with Mercedes' death.
A lot of fears, not trusting to be around men by herself. She couldn't sleep.
The jury not done yet. They'll be deliberating soon on sentencing. They'll decide on how long Ruiz will actually be in prison. He's facing up to life. Stay with KSAT 12. We're live streaming that trial right now.
Tonight, the U.S. Supreme Court has issued an indefinite pause to a controversial Texas immigration law. The law, also known as SB 4, would allow law enforcement in the state to arrest people suspected of entering the country illegally. According to the Supreme Court documents, the pause will stay in place while the court considers emergency appeals from the Biden administration, as well as other groups challenging the law.
Tonight, San Antonio police investigating after a man in his 30s shot during what officers are calling a domestic dispute. The shooting happened in the 15,000 block of Vigil View about 8 this morning. You can see that's not far from Judson and Nacogdoches roads on the northeast side. According to SAPD, a man who was involved in some sort of argument with a woman he was in a relationship with. At some point, a younger man who also lived at the home intervened in the argument. Officers say that's when there was a struggle between the 2 men for a gun and it went off. The older man who was in the argument with the woman shot. He was taken to a nearby hospital. He's expected to recover, but police say he's the one who first pulled the gun. Investigators are calling him a suspect in all this. Still unclear exactly what charges are expected to be filed.
I was just isolating myself, and I just was way more irritable than I usually am.
First, it was the Surgeon General's advisory warning about social media's impact on kids. Then lawsuits against social media companies about kids' mental health decline. And now there's evidence from medical studies on its detrimental effects. Well, Bexar County and the state of Texas decided enough is enough, and they created a new program to teach kids about what's happening to them. A local teenager thinks it might work. 15-year-old Evelyn Freer's mental health started to spiral during the pandemic when the whole world was contained to her screen.
I was just like so isolated from just like talking to people other than my family. Like I didn't have any friends during the pandemic. The feeling like you're not pretty enough for social media.
She withdrew, felt depressed, unworthy, and eventually suicidal. Evelyn told some friends who thought she was joking. So even though it was hard, she told her mom, Deborah Bailly.
She let me know about the cutting. She had, been kind of hiding it. And her personality was completely different by that time.
She immediately got Evelyn help that saved her life. Now they both want to break mental health stigma by supporting initiatives like the new CHAT program, which stands for Community Health Awareness in Adolescents and Teens. It was created by Bexar County's Center for Healthcare Services, which is connected to the state of Texas.
We've got a series of 4 presentations right now on online gaming, online grooming, the positives and negatives of social media use, and sleep hygiene.
CHCS Children's Clinical Director Dolores Haynes wants kids to think twice.
Am I playing with another kid or am I playing with an adult? And this person may be making friend requests. And even if you delete a post online, it's not really gone.
The program helps parents set boundaries and encourages both adults and kids to look for signs that someone's in crisis.
When your friend tells you that they are having suicidal thoughts, you need to take it seriously and you need to ask them if they are okay.
Evelyn has already helped others.
They told me that they were struggling and they needed help, so I told somebody because they needed that.
Very brave of her to share that story with us. If you are interested in the CHAT program, you can make a request to CHCS to bring it to your school, your church, youth group, or even just your family and friends. We have all of that contact information on ksat.com. Just look for this story.
Can we give some recognition to Evelyn and her mother? Because Evelyn not only accepted the help, which saved her life, now she's talking about it, which probably is going to save other lives. So,
she's 15.
15. That's what I mean. Stepping out, hey, I'm going to help others. This is what it looks like.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
So
thank you, Evelyn.
Kudos to her.
Absolutely. All right. Talking about stepping out, a little gray outside. And it seems like there's like a constant threat of rain we've been under for these last few days.
Just waiting for it to happen.
Yeah.
Well, and that's the deceiving part of these clouds is it's going to look like it could rain at any moment the next couple of days, but we're not going to get anything more than a sprinkle or two. And temperatures are being held below average. 55 this morning, 65 for the high temperature this afternoon. And tomorrow afternoon is going to be even a little bit cooler than what we had today. Right now we're at 63, dew point of 39 with that northeasterly wind at 12. Dry air is in place. Now tomorrow morning we'll wake up to readings in the low to mid 40s, so have the sweatshirt or jacket ready to go at the bus stop in the morning, and then we don't warm up all that much by the afternoon. We'll talk about our temperature trend, when it's going to feel more spring-like, and this one shot at rain in the middle of the week coming up.
Thank you, Adam. All right, let's check out traffic right now. I want to show you a trouble spot at 37 and Hackberry. You can see as it heads towards, I'm guessing that's I-10. It looks like the I-10 and 90 exit. That seems to be where this accident is taking place. I don't know if it's a stalled vehicle or a fender bender, but tow trucks are there along with SAPD and one of the Hero vehicles. They've got it down to a couple of lanes. So at least one lane is shut down, but you can see it's a mess because that's right where an on-ramp and an exit ramp come together. I-37 at Hackberry. By the way, downtown San Antonio will be a little more tricky to navigate. There's a couple of big road closures that started today. They're expected to last several weeks. One of them is going to last a year. RJ Marquez with a look at the areas to avoid.
Well, we have a couple of big projects starting in downtown San Antonio that are going to be running through the entire spring and even to the early part of this summer. So let's start here near Hemisphere because we have a big change here for South Alamo traffic. South Alamo traffic will now be directed to just southbound traffic on South Alamo in front of Hemisphere and in front of the Convention Center. So you will not be able to go northbound on South Alamo. What you will have to do is traffic will be detoured on Cesar Chavez all the way up to South Teresa Street or also up to St. Mary Street to Navarro Street to get back onto Market Street and then cut back down on South Alamo. So that's the first one that we're keeping an eye on. The other big sort of downtown project that we need to let you know about is that Santa Rosa Street will be shut down all the way from Cesar Chavez to Dolorosa Street. So basically, if you're coming on Cesar Chavez and you want to get onto Santa Rosa Street, you're not going to be able to. This will be in both directions. You have to come around here, go up Urban Loop all the way to San Saba Street, and then come all the way back around on Dolorosa, and then you can get on the two-way traffic by South Florida Street. So again, this project going to be taking place here for the next couple of months. Same situation there with the South Alamo one-way traffic project, as well as they continue all that construction in the downtown area. We have more information on both of these changes on KSAT.com. Have a good one, everybody.
All right, now to some chaos over spring break. One person dead and several others hurt in 3 separate shootings in Jacksonville, Florida. All of them happened during spring break and St. Patrick's Day celebrations. The first incident, police say they were trying to break up a gathering of hundreds of teens under a pier. That's when fighting broke out and 2 young men shot each other and a bystander. They were seriously hurt but are expected to be okay. Not long after, a man in a ski mask ran past a bar and fired a shot. Thankfully, no one hurt there. But then shots were fired during an argument between 3 men. A 21-year-old man was killed in that incident.
People come to the city to enjoy themselves. They live here, they visit here, and quite frankly, I'm pissed off.
Yeah, as of this morning, no shooting suspects have been arrested.
It started with 1 school closure, then 20. Then 30, then finally all campuses being shut down temporarily. Records obtained by KSAT Investigate show why the San Antonio Independent School District had such a difficult time keeping their classrooms warm during January's cold snap. KSAT first told by the district that it would cost $2,300 to get these internal communications. We were forced to narrow our request, raising questions about transparency at SAISD. We aren't the only ones with those questions either.
Overall, we just don't feel like they're really viewing us as a one-to-one partner and the owners of the schools.
In just a few minutes, SAISD's reasoning for why they couldn't keep their school buildings warm, plus what some district employees had to say about the conditions on campus.
All right, coming up after the break, a local nonprofit getting a 7-figure donation today. What the organization plans to use it for. Plus, the New Braunfels Police Department adding this new vehicle to the force. How it will keep the community safe during disasters. And taking a quick look outside with live cam, it was obviously a cooler start to the week, and it looks like those temperatures are going to stay that way. Meteorologist Adam Caskey tells us if that accompanies any rain chances. Next. Well, the New Braunfels Police Department added a pretty cool new vehicle to its fleet to keep the community safe when emergencies and disasters happen. City officials and police officers got together this morning at the New Braunfels Police Department headquarters to celebrate the new addition. The new Negotiations and Tactical Command vehicle cost about $700,000. It features different technology and cameras. The vehicle will be operated as a command hub for different situations.
We have dozens of events throughout the year, Worst Fest, Wine and Singer Fest, Wausau Fest, just to name a few. So we're very busy throughout the year with that. Plus, we do have the unexpected events that do come up where there may be some type of hostage or negotiation situation or where SWAT is involved. And this will really give us the tools to be at that scene, take command of the scene. That massive vehicle includes perimeter cameras, an observation area at the top of the vehicle, and spaces where officers can work. A big donation today for a San Antonio nonprofit that provides clothing to kids in need. Today, San Antonio Threads got $1 million donation from the Kim's Angels Foundation. That donation will help those in need get clothing, shoes, accessories, backpacks, hygiene items. While those items meet practical needs, the organization says this donation will have a much wider impact.
Means us to be able to continue serving our youth at a moment's notice, students, foster youth, youth that are aged out, homeless youth, youth that have been trafficked. It just enables us to be able to continue our work of keeping our kids in school, helping them get jobs, providing dignity, comfort, confidence. People interested in referring a child in need to San Antonio Threads can find a form on sanantoniothreads.org.
All right, while South Texas is South Texasing with our roller coaster of weather, all I care about is that the humidity dropped. I don't care if it's
I like
gray.
that. We're South Texasing. It's just what we do.
South Texasing, San Antonioing.
Yeah.
Yeah, somehow.
What it is.
It is what it is.
What it is.
Yep, and it's cooler than average right now, and I do like the lack of mugginess out there. That's not going to change a whole lot this week. You'll notice a little increase later on, but it's not going to be oppressively humid anytime soon. Cooler than average through Wednesday, back to 80 degrees on Thursday, but not the 90s that we've had in weeks past. And then rain chances coming back into the picture on Wednesday night. Could even have a few storms. So take a look at our storm chances here. And unfortunately, it's still pretty slim. We're looking at 30% chance Wednesday night into very early Thursday morning. We're talking up through sunrise Thursday morning. Showers, maybe a brief thunderstorm. You look outside at a 30 radar at the moment. There are some radar echoes out there being detected by radar, but this is probably just virga, the rain that evaporates before it hits the ground because it's so dry here at the surface. Dew points down in the 30s, lack of mugginess, dry air. It can be difficult for those raindrops to make it all the way to the ground before evaporating. But you do see some activity here, especially in Arizona and Southern California, this counterclockwise swirl. That's our upper level low that's helping to throw some energy our way and Pacific moisture. That's why we have so many clouds overhead and even some of those sprinkles. This is going to drift eastward and get a little extra help from another ripple of energy currently over the Pacific to boost our rain chances a little bit for Wednesday night into early Thursday. Between now and then, deceiving clouds. A lot of gray in the sky where it'll look like it could rain at any moment, but unfortunately we'll probably get a little to no rain from those clouds. Until we get into Wednesday night, some isolated to widely separated showers or even a few brief thunderstorms should develop. But unfortunately, we're not looking at much in overall accumulations come Wednesday night, early Thursday. I do want to point out there is a very low end chance of a stray severe thunderstorm or two, particularly from San Antonio to Hondo, Uvalde, Seguin, and northward into the hill country. That will be for Wednesday night into early Thursday morning. It's that marginal risk on the low end, but we just can't rule it out. All right, let's talk temperatures and our temperature swings and temperature trend we've got here. 63 right now. Dew point of 39, northeast wind at 12, cold front with the northeasterly wind yesterday and today. Cooling us off, drying us out. Only 59 in Midland. Beautiful Alpine at 51 at this hour. Dallas 58 degrees. Not feeling all that spring-like out there right now. Speaking of the equinox, the vernal equinox, the spring equinox is tomorrow evening, shortly after 10 p.m. So that's when astronomical spring will be here. But it's not going to feel like spring tomorrow. In the morning, 45 degrees to start the day here in San Antonio, 41 Kerrville, 38 the low in Fredericksburg tomorrow morning. By tomorrow afternoon, we only make it to 63 in Uvalde, 61 in Kerrville, Canyon Lake 63, Cotulla 64 the high, in and around San Antonio about 61. Downtown at 63, but that'll be the warmer exception to the conditions. 45 at 7 a.m. by noon 57, then briefly making it to 61 tomorrow afternoon. Notice the temperature trend, mid 60s for highs again Wednesday. By Thursday and Friday, it's back to 80 degrees at that point. And we'll be well into the 70s through this upcoming weekend. But Courtney, the humidity, not going to be too high or oppressive anytime soon.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about. That's how I determine whether the weather is good or not.
The humidity?
That's all I care about.
Whatever else, it doesn't matter.
Good hair day or bad hair day.
Okay. I'd like to say I'm not with you, but I am. You know that.
Okay, yeah, I know.
Hair's very important. Right, Larry?
Absolutely.
Yeah, especially in what we do. All right, so UTSA has an impressive roster of people already in the NFL.
Yeah, and Tariq Woolen, Marcus Davenport, just to name two of them. So today was UTSA Pro Day out at the race building. 7 former Road Runners looking to add their names to that draft class. And out at Incarnate Word, well, the Cardinals were holding Pro Day as well. Coming up.
I just love hearing my own kids chatter. Just like, that's Marcus Davenport, and he's just a larger-than-life figure here. He's such a good I said, kid, he's such a good young man. He's just a good human.
Former UTSA grade and 2018 NFL first-round draft pick Marcus Davenport stopped by the Race building today to support the Roadrunners football program in big board sports. It is time to bench press and run drills. I'm talking about the UTSA Roadrunners annual pro day where 20 NFL teams were represented this morning. The Texans, Packers, and Lions were among the teams on hand. A total of 7 former Roadrunners put on a show during the testing circuit, including wide receiver Joshua Cephas and hard-hitting safety Rashad Wisdom.
Man, I did okay. Kind of left some stuff out on the field, but man, I'm just grateful to be here. Thankful for the opportunity, you know, so it's all up to God now.
I think I did really good, honestly. You know, this is what I've been training for these last couple of months, you know, this day specifically. You know, I feel like I had to come out here with a little chip on my shoulder just to prove all the people that's been down on me or had some speculations or whatever it may be, just to come prove those people wrong, come wake some people up, and I feel like I did that today.
Former Trinity Tigers quarterback Tucker Horn participated in Roadrunners Pro Day. Tucker and Trinity head football coach Jeremy Urban thanked Coach Traylor and UTSA football on social media for allowing Tucker to show out for the NFL. And over at the University of the Incarnate Word this afternoon, the Cardinals also held Pro Day. Many of those NFL personnel at UTSA drove over to the Word to see the Cardinals run through drills at Gale and Tom Benson Stadium. We'll hear from some of those players tonight on the Night Beat. The NFL Draft will take place in Detroit, Michigan from April 25th to the 27th. Last night, the Spurs trailed the Nets by 10 points with 6:27 left in the fourth quarter, and then they mounted a huge comeback to win the game 122-115 in overtime to split their 2 games at the Moody Center in Austin. San Antonio outscored Brooklyn 12-5 in OT to seal the deal. A sweet win for Wemby and his teammates.
I love it. You know, I think it's the moment, those moments where we progress the most. I mean, where we get better. Rather than any other moment in the game, so it's really, really enjoyable, but especially when you win.
It does feel good to close out games, and we came back from a deficit and we stayed together, and they went into overtime and we still pulled it out. So I was happy. I feel like it was a really good win. So.
All right, the Spurs are back at it tomorrow night, hosting the Dallas Mavericks 7 p.m. at the Frostbank Center. Or as Spree calls it, the Frosty.
Back at the Frosty.
The Frosty, I haven't heard that yet. I'm going to have to use that.
The Frosty, the Vault. But I like the Frosty.
I like both of those. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to steal that.
Okay, go for it.
After the break tonight, we are learning about new details of why San Antonio ISD closed down all of their campuses during a cold snap in January. Up next, KSAT investigates SAISD's reasoning for why they couldn't keep their school buildings warm, plus what some district employees had to say about the frigid conditions on campus. January's cold snap brought San Antonio Independent School District's classroom operations to a halt. The district temporarily closed its campuses after human error and widespread heating failures caused students to sit in school buildings with near freezing temperatures.
Tonight, KSAT Investigates takes a closer look at what some have described as a lack of preparation for this cold and the storm of criticism aimed at the district.
Monday night, January 15th, at the tail end of a 3-day weekend for Martin Luther King Jr. Day, San Antonio Independent School District Chief of Staff Tony Thompson informed district leaders via text message that minor problems had been mitigated and all campuses except one, quote, should have heating tomorrow. As we now know, that is not how the rest of the week played out. At Jaffet Academy, where the boiler went down, its indoor temperature dropped as low as 44 degrees. Hirsch Elementary was even colder, 42 degrees, according to internal SAISD text messages. At Jefferson High School, there was the 9 months pregnant teacher who complained directly to Superintendent Dr. Jaime Aquino that she was moving from room to find heat, afraid she'd get sick, and unable to take a personal day because she was saving them for her maternity leave. A second staffer emailed Aquino that Tuesday night, quote, "We knew what to expect, so why is district leadership under a false impression and/or denial that our buildings were actually going to be warm today?" She then pointed out if Burbank's new building lacked heat, what made leadership think the district's older campuses would be warm? After issues continued that Wednesday,
I take full responsibility for making the wrong call.
Aquino made the decision to close schools the rest of the week, acknowledging that human error contributed to the heating failures. Ken Thompson, SAISD's then superintendent of operations, informed district leadership that week boilers had not been set to run around the clock and that a number of schools suffered from a low gas supply, claiming Northeast ISD experienced the same supply problems. An NEISD spokeswoman, however, told KSAT its district did not experience any gas issue except for a frozen meter at an elementary school repaired the same day. Quote, "Our facility maintenance team has no knowledge of sharing anything regarding gas issues with SAISD." Thompson and Mike Eaton, the district's chief of operations, seen here in his LinkedIn profile, submitted their resignations by week's end. Which brings us to transparency.
In the spirit of transparency,
it's a word Dr. Aquino used frequently during the district's winter weather response, but officials respectfully declined to make the superintendent available for an interview for this story. The district wanted to charge KSAT more than $2,300 for the records we're now reporting from, a majority of that money to pay for staff to review and redact information. The district did release the records to us, but only after we drastically narrowed our request.
I agree that the level of transparency that should be there is not.
Neil Gabrielson requested SAISD electronic communication records after the district's board last fall voted to close his children's school, Lamar Elementary, as part of its right-sizing initiative. By the time we spoke with Gabrielson, he had narrowed his request 3 times and was still being asked to fork over more than $400.
We are the owners of the schools at the end of the day. We're the taxpayers. It's our children, it's our families, it's our communities that are impacted.
For KSAT Investigates, I'm Dylan Collier.
Thompson did not respond to a message seeking comment for this story. Eaton told KSAT he had no comment to add. District leaders previously said 70% of SAISD schools experienced heating system failures during that January cold snap.
All right, to some news around America right now. Lawmakers are scrambling to avoid a partial government shutdown ahead of a federal government funding deadline that's just days away. Congress spent months averting shutdowns at the 11th hour with stopgap bills. It finally passed a package of 6 bills in early March to fund a slate of government agencies for the rest of the fiscal year. But a large number of key government operations still need to be funded by the end of the day, Friday. They include the Departments of Defense, Homeland Security, Labor, Health and Human Services, Education, State, and the legislative branch.
The Environmental Protection Agency announcing a ban on the last form of asbestos used in the U.S. Asbestos has long been linked to cancer. The new rule outlines chrysotile asbestos. That's the only kind of asbestos currently being used or imported to the United States. It's used in car parts like aftermarket brakes and linings for cars and other vehicle friction products. While America's use of asbestos has been declining for decades, asbestos exposure has been linked to more than 40,000 deaths nationwide. United Airlines under scrutiny after a series of in-flight incidents.
ABC's Jacqueline Lee says with the busy summer travel season approaching, their CEO is now issuing a letter to customers in an attempt to assure them that safety is their #1 priority.
The CEO of United Airlines, Scott Kirby, issuing a letter earlier today after the airline had 9 incidents in the last 2 weeks, writing, "Unfortunately, in the past few weeks, our airline has experienced a number of incidents that are reminders of the importance of safety. While they are all unrelated, I want you to know that these incidents have our attention and have sharpened our focus." On Friday, after a plane landed in Medford, Oregon, it was discovered a panel on the underside of the fuselage was missing. Earlier this month, flames seen coming from an engine forcing a plane to return to Houston. In San Francisco, a plane lost a wheel on takeoff, and days later, there was a hydraulic leak on a flight heading to San Francisco. And in Houston, a United Boeing 737 MAX slid off the runway. Kirby saying United will review each case and make changes as needed. He says they were already planning to give an extra day of in-person training for pilots and change the training curriculum for new hire maintenance technicians. Airline safety has been heightened following that incident where a door plug ripped off this Alaska Airlines Boeing 737 MAX plane in Portland in January. Investigators say bolts securing the door were missing. No one has been seriously injured in any of these incidents, but several are under investigation by federal officials. Jacqueline Lee, ABC News, Los Angeles.
Up next, how you sleeping? So many of us have a hard time getting a good night's sleep. After the break, we're going to look at products claiming they'll give you your 8 hours every night. It's a common problem. If you're having trouble sleeping, you're not alone. 1 in 3 of us not getting good quality sleep. Well,
you.
I'm fine.
Okay.
I don't have a 2-year-old at home, though.
Adam, do you sleep well?
Actually pretty good.
Okay.
I don't have any top.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
1 out of 3. Hey, it's right.
You have a 2-year-old.
That's true, yes. Well, there are a lot of products out there claiming that with just 1 dose, you'll be dozing right off. 12 on your side's Marilyn Moritz looks into sleep supplements and drugs that promise sweet dreams.
We've all been there. You have a rough night's sleep and the next day is no fun.
The truth is, not sleeping enough isn't just annoying. It can actually contribute to serious health problems, including diabetes, high blood pressure, weight gain, and depression.
Many people turn to over-the-counter sleep drugs, but they can leave you feeling drowsy the next day. And prescription sleep meds, even the newer ones, come with additional risks.
Some have also been linked to sleepwalking and other odd nighttime behaviors. So you should take the lowest dose for the shortest time possible.
One option is CBD. It's shown to have mild side effects and is not addictive. Be sure it doesn't react with other medications, though.
If you suffer from chronic insomnia, before you turn to CBD, it's actually time to make an appointment with your physician. He or she can help you with a more proven therapy called cognitive behavioral therapy, which helps focus on behaviors that can improve your sleep.
And what about melatonin? Consumer Reports says it might be a good option for people who work night shifts or are jet lagged. But taking more than what your body produces can cause you to be sleepy or mentally or physically slow the next day. Start off with a low dose and never take a dose higher than 10 milligrams. Marilyn Moritz, KSAT 12 News.
Courtney votes for melatonin.
Melatonin, you get crazy dreams, but it's worth it because I get sleep.
All right, let's take another look outside with live cam. Could be a chance of rain in the forecast for this week. Meteorologist Adam Caskey, let's. To the recap, and tonight the Bexar County Sheriff's Office arrested a man deputies say tried to break into a home on the west side with a crowbar. You see him there? It's got on camera. Sheriff Javier Salazar says 21-year-old Sebastian Beltran is the one in this video. He's now charged with burglary. This is the latest video of him captured on camera. Deputies believe there was someone with Beltran at the time of the attempted break-in. No other arrests have been made, though.
San Antonio police investigating after a man was shot during a domestic dispute. It happened this morning on Vigil View near Judson Road. SAPD says a man in his 30s was arguing with a woman when another man intervened. The man who was arguing with the woman pulled out a gun. That's when police say the two men started fighting over it and the man in his 30s was shot. The man shot is expected to recover, and it's still under investigation.
The Supreme Court has issued an indefinite pause on Texas' controversial immigration law. The law, also known as SB 4, allows state law enforcement to arrest people they suspect of entering the country illegally. The pause will stay in place while the court considers emergency appeals from the Biden administration, as well as other groups challenging the law.
All right, so this past week, I was so lucky. We got rain almost every time. Yes, and I don't know how we got. I'm not bragging. I'm just saying a lot of us are lucky because it actually happened. I know that, there's a little bit that's probably coming up. So.
And it's okay to brag if you did.
Yeah, it's okay.
It's A-okay.
I feel bad because all of us need it.
But I feel happy for you.
Oh,
I'm not jealous.
you.
I'm happy you got some rain.
You're such a good friend, Steve.
I try.
I'm a little jealous.
But there's more coming.
Yeah, Adam's jealous. I'm not jealous.
Be honest with me.
Yep, a little bit. Still love you, but a little jealous. All right, let's take a look at our rain chances going forward. Then we'll dive into how much rain we picked up in various communities since our last drought monitor was issued and what kind of rain is going to go into the next drought monitor that comes out on Thursday. Notice just a few sprinkles by Wednesday. Wednesday night, 30% chance of, so basically isolated showers and even a few thunderstorms possible. Here's the drought monitor. And of course, we still have the extreme drought, this red area just outside of Bexar County in the hill country, even northern Medina County through Bandera, parts of Kerr and Kendall counties. Bernie has picked up just over an inch of rain. Kerrville, about a third of an inch since last Wednesday. And very broad range of rainfall totals, as is often the case. You know, we see that a lot across our area when it comes to rain. Hallettsville, 1.44, but not even considered abnormally dry. We could use that kind of rain up into the hill country. Pearsall had 1.8 inches since last Wednesday. Bulverde, 1.27. Pipe Creek, a little over 1 inch. Medina Dam, about 3/4 of an inch. And Canyon Lake, measured at the dam, 0.8. And officially at the airport, just under half an inch. So that's the kind of rain that's going to be going into the next drought monitor that's issued on Thursday. We had a bit of activity on radar earlier today and some light showers, but the radar visually is a little deceiving because some of that did evaporate before it hit the ground. What we're watching next is a little swirl here near Phoenix and Los Angeles. That counterclockwise swirl's got some energy, and this flow from the Pacific aloft has energy and moisture, giving us significant cloud cover. But this disturbance, along with a little extra nudge of energy currently over the Pacific, will give us that slight chance of showers and storms by Wednesday night. And right now, that 30% we give it is a little conservative, but we're just not all that confident we'll see so much coverage. A lot of cloud cover between now and then, and the clouds will be deceiving, making it look and feel like it could rain at any time. But we're not going to get more than a sprinkle or a few drops until we get to Wednesday night on through sunrise Thursday morning. At that point, isolated activity popping up, widely separated in nature. But don't get your hopes up in terms of overall accumulations. And really, the rainfall potential over the next 7 days, pretty good up and down the midsection of the country and even parts of East Texas. But around here, we're just on the edge of any activity that could really pop up. Let's talk temperatures, and not feeling like spring today. 55 in the morning, 65 for the high temperature here. Dallas only made it to 58 for the high. El Paso, 59 was the warmest they got up to. Even Del Rio, a high of 64 today. Tomorrow morning, we start in the 40s. 43 Hondo, 41 Kerrville. So jackets or sweatshirts in the morning. In the afternoon with the clouds, briefly making it to the lower 60s tomorrow afternoon. So not feeling spring-like. Wednesday, just a few degrees warmer, so still cool. Jacket weather Wednesday. Then we're back to 80 degrees by Thursday and Friday. And we'll have a decent amount of sunshine to round out the work week and head into the upcoming weekend. Oh, just have to leave you with this beautiful shot. Oh, spring in Texas.
Nice.
It's finally here.
Blooms and a big gator in the buzz coming up. To the buzz, and they have arrived. The cherry blossoms have reached peak bloom in Washington, D.C. The National Park Service made that official determination over the weekend. By the way, peak bloom is when 70% of the Yoshino cherry trees that line the National Mall in the Tidal Basin are open.
I wonder how they got to 70%. I know I've never seen it and I've always wanted to. So they typically bloom for just several days, and this is the second earliest peak bloom on record, tying a similar mark set in the year 2000. The earliest bloom happened on March 15th in 1990. Warmer temperatures are what helped trigger the early bloom. The district had one of its warmest winters on record.
All right.
Okay, authorities in upstate New York have taken an 11-foot, 750-pound alligator from a man's home after figuring out he was keeping the reptile illegally. This is Albert. Steve, meet Albert.
Hi, Albert.
The pet's owner says Albert is like family to him. He had a license to own the 30-year-old alligator, but it expired in 2021.
Yeah, the Department of Environmental Conservation turned down his request to renew it. The gator seized last Wednesday from a home outside of Buffalo. All right. Police say the owner built a pool for Albert to swim in, and the owner allegedly allowed people to go in the water to pet the alligator.
Okay, stop. Who would go in that pool?
I have no idea.
I wouldn't.
Something tells me that guy didn't have a lot of house guests. That's all I'm saying.
You can ponder it while we go to break.
That does it for 6. Thanks for filling in, Courtney.
It was so much fun.
Always a pleasure. Yeah, I'll see you on the night beat.
I'm going home.